Hey, good morning, guys. This is Abong. I hope you're having a great start to your day. Obviously, I'm shooting this in the morning. If you don't know who I am, I'm a CPA. I'm also one of the top leadership experts and small business advocates in this country. Actually, that's not true. Online, the whole planet. Now, I have a quick question, something I want you to think about. Part of it is to motivate and inspire you, but the other part is to get you thinking a little bit differently about where you are and what you're doing. So my YouTube videos, a lot of them are motivation. Some of them are to give you some tips and some tricks and to kind of empower and inspire you to do different things. I'm trying to get the light here, so bear with me. So in this particular video, what I'm going to share with you today is I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to think about it. And do me a favor and comment below to the answer to the question from your perspective, because it's going to be huge. I have a theory, but I want to make sure I can either validate it or disprove it. Got it? So here's the question. What would you do if money were no object? If you didn't have to worry about paying your bills, if you didn't have to worry about buying a place to live or any of that stuff, what would you ideally do? I'd love to know that. But here's the thing. We believe there's a social construct. Another word of social construct is some social conditioning or a foundation that we're taught. You know, go to school, go to college, get a job, buy a house, get married, have kids, have a dog, white picket fence, all that stuff. And those are great, and those work for a lot of people. And sometimes they work for people, sometimes they don't. I'm not making a discussion about any of those pieces, because that's all part of life. But I think because we think those things are central to our existence, especially in our society, we unfortunately make decisions and choices that don't align with what we really should be doing in life. That makes sense? So someone will take a job because they think they need to go buy a house, when in reality there's something else they probably should be doing in order to find fulfillment and being fruitful in their life. Like, you can't produce if you don't have anything to produce. You can't produce if you're unhappy. You can't produce if you wake up in the morning and you have tremendous amounts of stress, anxiety, because you're going to a job you don't like, you're doing work you don't like, and you're doing shit that you hate. And there's no reason for that anymore, especially in this society, especially if you live in the Western world. So, with that being said, I want to empower you and inspire you to think a little bit differently. Answer the question below. What would you do if money were no object? And if you answer the question, I will give you some ideas in another video as to how to take this to the next level and actually start the process without having to radicalize your life, without having to sell your possessions and be a homeless person. I'm going to give you some tips that actually will work, that have worked for me in my life.